Hello, good morning, everyone. Uh, I am Sachin Saxena from NXP, and with my colleague Apeksha Gupta. Uh, we are today we are here to basically present this particular topic, coupling of ETH-Dev, traffic metering and policing with event-dev scheduler. So basically, the point is that uh, there were lots of requirement from the customer for RX site QoS, and there was a different kind of requirement. So we basically clubbed all of them and make a generic case which satisfy all of these requirements. And we thought that will be a good idea to present this requirement in the community so that it can help other people also, because we have done lots of work in the egress side. Everyone has done that. Shaper, QS, Radical QS, everyone has done that. But there were very few examples for the RxQS. Okay. So we'll try to basically share our experience, what was the use case, and how we resolve the issue, and maybe it can help the community also. So this is a, bird's eye view, basically what you can expect from this presentation. So basically, we are going to show that how we developed a solution, which is basically an application, example application, which enabled our customer to basically write their solution by following that as a reference point, and how they can use the metering framework, uh, the policing framework, and the event depth framework provided by the DPDK to basically achieve their use case requirement. Okay. So this is the agenda in a short. So we will cover the requirement first, basically the practical use case that is given by our customers. Then we will use a refresher slide only, one slide for each meter and event depth, which will basically cover the concept that has been introduced in DPTK so that everybody in sync who are not aware of this as of now. And then we will show how we mapped our use case, basically modular level approach of fragmenting the complete use case into the multiple component, and then show how which component is matching to which RT library component, okay, to achieve that overall end-to-end requirement. And finally, we'll give some words on the solution, and we'll share the result that we achieved. Okay, so this is the generic use case that we have prepared, which covers the requirement from different customers. So, like few customers have a requirement that we need to basically apply the RSI classification or QoS basically to basically prioritize to classify the packet based on the VLAN and priority into the different queues, and then we will implement our own scheduler in the software or any other policy, and we will dequeue that. So that is one of the things. Another customer came, okay, we need multiple ports like that, okay, and we need a scheduler also. We don't want to implement in software, we don't want to invest the CPU cycle, but we need a scheduler. This requirement came for the NXP DPA2 platform, which have all these facilities like uh, the classification scheduler, hardware scheduler is there, so they can always upload that to the hardware, right? We can also write a software implementation beneath the driver level API, but since we have a facility in hardware, the customer want to save the CPU cycle, right? Then another customer came then with another requirement that I want to classify the packet as well as I want to use the multiple port. But the point is, I want to map all the priority packet to the same priority group. Okay, like here we have two ports, for example, right? They have their own priority group, prior one, prior zero, up to prior seven. But they want that all the prior zero group of any port should be prioritized at the same level when we are calling the scheduler. Okay. Then another requirement came, okay, along with the this priority scheduler and grouping of the multiple flows that are coming from the multiple ports into the same priority group, we also need to apply the marking. Not only marking, we need to apply the polisher also. And that is not on the device level because we have multiple ports. We have to apply on the priority group level. So we like to see that, okay, priority group zero, we like to give the highest uh, CPU, Okay, so the full rate may be given. Then for the lower priority, we like to limit the RX traffic so that this is not going to build up the queue in the in the CPU, and there should be no hogging. We should have the sufficient signal cycles, and there is no loss of data, right? For the higher priority traffic. So this kind of requirement was coming. So basically, requirement is to apply polisher and marker at priority group level. Okay. So this is the complete use case that we have. Uh, Currently, the use case, whatever we get, there was only single DQ thread because most of the customer was working on the dispatcher kind of module. So they need only one CPU thread, which is dequeuing the traffic for all the ports. But obviously, they want to use the scheduler because they don't want to dequeue the packet directly from the RFQ. They want everything to be done by the either underneath API or the hardware scheduler if available, right? Okay, so this is the just a refresher slide just to make aware that what the event dev is. So the credit goes to Jarin. I think he introduced it in the 2016 DPDK US Summit, first time into the DPDK. So I've taken that slide from your slide only. So credit goes to you. Okay. So this is the overall high level diagram where we can think event device as a virtual device, right? Which is a basically group of scheduler group, which is called event queue here. Now the in each virtual this priority group, which is called event queue, there can be multiple flows. So these flows may be from the same port or might be from the different port, doesn't matter. But the point is they all flows want to be get prioritized at the particular priority level. So that is the group of flows that belong to the same priority level, right? Then there is the concept of called event port. So event port is basically a IO portal for a particular CPU that is mapped to one to a given CPU, and obviously there is a thread running on that IO thread. So that portal is basically responsible for scheduling the particular scheduling the flows from the particular group depending on the priority that is mapped to this particular port, right? So there's a option in the event device that you can map out of, let's say there is n number of scheduler group, then you can map some few or all of them to a particular port. That what all scheduler priority group will be involved in the scheduling. And then we'll have a input queue in the device because this is separate event dev device. So it expects some input queues where the event will be input. It may be crypto event, packet event, or timer event. But this event, this queues may be software queues or it may be hardware queues, which is directly receiving packet from some hardware device like Ethernet port or CAN. Then there is a concept of meter, MTR. So there are two libraries in the DPDK. One is called meter, METER, and one is called MTR. So MTR is a part of lib Ethernet device library, and meter is a different library. So uh, I'm talking about the MTR right now. Meter is basically implementation of the algorithms which is used in metering, like single rate three color and two rate three color. So that is a different concept that is used for the application which actually just want to utilize the implementation of the algorithm which is given by the library, but want to write their own solution of polisher and marking in the user space application itself. The meter APIs are basically supported for supporting RFC 2697 single rate, three color, and RFC 2698 as of now. This basically mark the input traffic into the three category colors, green, yellow, red. So there's the concept of called committed rate and peak rate, right? So the committed rate basically marked as a green color. Anything between the peak rate and the committed rate, if there is if these values are not equal, will be marked as a yellow, and beyond peak color that will be marked as a red color. Okay, and so when you create a meter profile in the DPDK library, so there is a two requirement. One is meter profile, and one is meter action, which is called meter policy. So this combination, all these parameter make your meter profile, and then there is a action called whether you want to drop the red packet or not. For each color, you can say most of the time customer is asking for the red color packet. So that is the part of meter policy that need to give in that thing. So we will explain later in slide how we are using this thing to basically map the first use case that we have shown earlier. Okay, so rest of the slide will be covered by the picture. Thank you.
Hello everyone. So before starting this, I would like to go back. In the use case slide, uh, I have to show how our use case mapped with the DPDK framework. So we have divided this use case in three parts. First is classification, second is metering, and third is scheduler. Okay, so one by one we'll go. First is PCD mapping. So here packets are classified. Any incoming packets will classified by the filter by the MAC, then classified in different priority groups. Okay, based on the VLAN priorities or DSCP. So all this can be configured in the existing library, DPDK library, that is HDAP and RT flow.
Okay, so here just want to explain another thing. The TC is basically the traffic class, which is another abbreviation for priority group. So all the traffic or flows which belong to the same priority group can be classified as a traffic class also. And so here the idea is that for this particular part of the initial use case, we need to configure the Ethernet port. Obviously, we need to configure queues. We need to configure the classification, right? So for that, we always can utilize the RT-dev and RT flow library framework. Now, using this, we can configure them easily, and we didn't find any requirement of adding new API or new argument in the existing DPDK framework. So that was sufficient enough for us. Okay.
So, as said, we have to first configure the Ethernet device. It's like a API level, how we have implemented. Like we have to first configure the Ethernet device, then satisfy the RxTX descriptor limits. That's second for configuring the queues. Second, we have to create the flow rules. But for now, this flow rules will be created after applying the metering as per our use case, because we have to apply the two multiple actions for getting the queues as well as the applying the metering. Third, we have to initialize the RxTX queues by using the RxQ setup and TXQ setup APIs. So this will map our use case with the DPDK framework. Second part is meter or policing mapping. So in the different priority flows, we have to apply the meter. So all the packets marking with the yellow and green will pass, and we have applied the action, that is we have to drop all the red color packets. This will be for the all flow priority groups of the any packet. Matlab, it's despite of the uh, port, means from each port we have different priority groups, and on each priority group we have to apply the metering. So this can be done where the DPDK library, that is RT flow and the RT MTR. At the API level, for metering, we have to first get the all the capabilities that we want to support, like single rate, dual rate, or other parameters as well. After gathering all the capabilities, second we have to apply at the meter based on the profile parameters, algorithm, and packet mode. Packet mode is basically we can get the packet in bytes, we can configure in bytes or the frame per second. These all are the user configurable. Second is policing. We have to take the action on each marked color. For so here, as I said, we have to drop the red color. So we have action. We have taken apply the policing accordingly. So third is after creating metering and policing via RTMPR, meter profile add and policy add APIs, we have to finally create the meter. Okay. So as I said, we have to apply the flow actions, multiple flow actions. So here we apply RT flow action queue type for to create the action on that particular queue. Second, after applying the queue, we have to apply the meter on that flow rule.
Right. So there was some tricky part when we implemented this solution or try to map it because we are using the hardware offload in our case. So generally the action item is a queue. That means when you're creating a flow, applying a QoS, so the target action is a queue. Now in the hardware, you don't have this kind of mechanism that you can append another action, right? Yeah, like after queue, do the metering. So so we have to do some change in our driver so that we can pass it at the higher level, and then first apply this configuration to the queue level, then configure the meter in the hardware, and then attach that meter into the particular queue or the priority level on which we have this flow is getting mapped. So that's how we mapped our that particular requirement of customer that we need to apply meter on a particular priority group. All the flows which are belonging to that priority group should apply that meter configuration, right? The particular rate, ingress rate, rate limiting, and dropping all the red packet, which is beyond the peak rate.
So our third part is RS scheduling. So here, up to this part, we have covered that all the priority groups, as you can see, there are multiple flows are coming where the flow classification, applying metering to the priority group. Then output of this priority flows will are the inputs for the scheduler. This is irrespective of the number of ports. All the inputs should go to the scheduler, and there is one worker code for DQ the packets from the scheduler. So all this mechanism can be implemented via the DPDK framework, that is Event Dev and Event RX adapter.
Right. So here, one of the tricky part was that because this event dev is a virtual device, so we have to implement the virtual device in the driver, which represent our hardware offload engine, basically for hardware scheduler. The main point was that we need to apply the metering policing on a particular queue. Now we have to link that hardware queue to this event dev. Okay, so for that we have already implemented after event dev, we have also introduced the RX and TX adapter library in the DPTK. So that library is responsible for basically connecting any input queues, soft queues or hard queues to a particular event dev, and that's the main purpose of the adapter. So we have utilized that, and all the parameter that we have in the event RX adapter was successfully able to map or satisfy our customer requirement as of now.
So at the API level, so first we have introduced a new virtual device for our driver, that is that its behavior is like a scheduling. So now we have to connect the scheduling to the event queues. For this, we have to set up the queues, set up the ports, and then finally we'll end to the RX adapter. So for coupling, we have to use the RX adapter framework. Its major responsibility is to link the Ethernet queues with the event dev queues. After this RX adapter, we have to finally DQ the burst. So DQ a burst of event objects for the event port ID.
So once you configure this solution, so we are not almost, we have covered the complete sequence. The use case first that we have shown, we are able to map and implement all the QoS requirement, all the meter requirement, priority applying that on a particular priority group, policing requirement for rate limiting on a particular CPU, then finally mapping it to a event dev so that all the priority flow belonging to a particular priority group are getting scheduled by the hardware or by the software, and the application is calling a single API which is provided by the event dev framework, which is called event DQ burst, right? So RT event DQ burst, which is the single API called by the application, which is internally taking all the complexity, taking out the packet from the scheduler, which should be the highest priority always one because it is following the strict priority as of now, and that's how it is very simplistic example for the customer.
Okay, so this is our final solution. We came up with the application DPTK QS MTR event. Here we have to first pass the all the EL options. Then, as we said, we have introduced one virtual device. Then we have to apply the port marks, number of ports on which we have to apply we have to use, and we have to configure the priority groups accordingly, like port, its VLAN ID, which VLAN ID and number of flows. It can be multiple according to the requirement. Scheduler mode can be selected, ordered, atomic, or parallel. Packet mode, that is we want to units in bytes or frame per second. Packet option, that action what we want. If we want the recolor the packet, we want the color blind or the discard the red color packets. Third is CIR, committed information rate on particular port for number of flow groups. Okay, if in case we have two groups, then we have to apply for single port, then port ID, its respective CIR 0 and 1 for the two priority groups. Similarly, for the CBS, PIR and PBS. PIR is important parameter here, that is peak information rate, because we have to limit all the rate beyond the PIR. Last is the period for the statistics. How long, after how much time we want these stats to be on the console. Just majorly for debug purpose. If VDEV for event dev is not present, application shall work in poll mode. So we have supported both the modes here.
So idea is for the customers who don't want to use a scheduler kind of requirement, right? They only have metering or policing or both. They can use the same application in the poll mode, right? So they don't have to give that minus VDEV argument. So this will fall back to the poll mode, and then the application will be responsible, like the other application like L2 forward and other, to basically pull the direct packets from the RFQs of the Ethernet respective Ethernet port.
So we came up with the two solutions here, as our we are using two standard framework, like for metering and the scheduling. So these are the results. I mean, we tried to show for rate limiting, like we up in the command, as we taken the input in frames. First, second is we are applying the PIR is the 2000 frame per second. So first ID is for port 0. We have given the CIR 1500, and PIR for port ID 0, we have given the 2000 FPS. And we have used the CBS and PBS accordingly. We can adjust it accordingly. So what we observe, if we send traffic generator is sending the traffic at higher rates, as you can see in the TX logs, and we have received the traffic, it's after the rate limiting is exactly the same as we have configured in the command line, that is 2000 FPS. So these are the results. We have done the POC for this rate limiting at the ingress. Second result is for the scheduler, like it follow the strict priority. So I want to show two cases: without scheduler, how the behavior is, and with scheduler, how the behavior is. So without RX scheduler, packet sequence dump. Okay, so like we have sent two types of stream: VLAN with priority 0 and VLAN with priority 7. Okay, so and traffic generator inject the traffic in interleaving fashion. So first packet we have received with priority 0, second with priority 7, third with priority 0, as you can see, fourth with priority 7. So it's like what we are traffic generator is sending, we are receiving in the same manner, in the alternate fashions.
So I want to add something here. So our traffic generator or parent we are using. So that basically have two flows, two priority flows, priority 0 and priority 7, low priority. So how it works is that if you given two flows as the input, it will send one packet of one flow, second packet of second packet as a first packet of the another flow. So they use alternative approach 0 1 0 7 0 7 0 7. So since it is sending packet in an alternate fashion, and we are not applying any scheduler here, so we are also this is the another endpoint, right? After forwarding, for example. So at another endpoint, we are receiving the packet in the same order 0 7 0 7 0 7. There is no priority. Okay. And since we are having a single DQ thread example here, there is no point of reordering as of now because we are doing an in atomic fashion kind of, right?
Second is with Rx scheduler packet sequence dump. So if we send suppose a burst of 5 with priority 0 package, 5 burst stream with priority 0 packet, and uh, 5 with priority 7 VLAN packets. So of course, parent, I mean, traffic generator will send in the alternate fashion, interleaving fashion, both the priority packets. But after scheduler, in the output, we will receive with the strict priority packets first. So priority 0 packet will receive first, and then the priority 7 packets or the low other priority types of packets. So here, as you can see, packet 1 will get priority 0, packet 2 with priority 0. Similarly, all other packets to 5, we are getting the priority 0 packets. And then we get the low priority packets. So these are the with and without scheduler results. So last, uh, concluding is like we have no such application at present in the example folder for metering, which uses the RT-MTR file libraries. So we have proposed the example application, general use case for metering and the event depth combined.
Right. So idea is that this requirement came from the customer because they were not able to find the matching implementation in the example folder for any usage of this MTR framework or the Polyser framework, right? And also there's another use case of that they want to link the event there, so there is no such application. Although PMD APIs are there, but they are demonstrating the unit testing framework, right? And we have one application there, QoS underscore meter, right? But that is basically the application which is using the MTER library, which is only implementing the algorithm. Like RFC 2697 and 2698 algorithms are implemented, then that will only return you the what is the marker output basically. So you give a packet on the basis of rate, it will give you whether it's a red, yellow, green. Then rest of the thing you have to implement in the application. Right? That is not something inline processing within the underlying implementation of DPTK library framework. That is the part of MTR. So, so that's why the customer was facing issues because they were not finding any matching example application for which they can refer and write their own solution. So, so this is our idea that we should try to represent this solution that we have developed as a part of customer requirement to the community, and will I think it will be a good candidate for the example folder because it is showing you the usage of MTR framework, which is the main purpose of example folder terminology. Right? So this is what our idea is. So we are targeting for Q3 for basically we are in the phase of validating. We have given the solution to the customer. Once it is stabilized, we'll try to upstream it.
I don't want to cut you short. We are over time, and we have a break scheduled next.
Yeah, we are done. We are done.
Okay. Thank you both. So we'll have time for maybe one or two questions quickly.
Coming back to the original framework slides,
Use case?
let's see how to run this page.
Slide number, use case you are talking about?
The page file. Yeah, page file. Yeah. For each instance device, the priority we have meter they hold the same budget or different budget?
Oh, I didn't get the question. Sorry.
Budget,
Packet.
meter budget, bucket.
We can apply the metering on each flows.
So there are different policy, different scheduler.
Okay. So we have a different priority group, right? So any packet coming to this priority group will have a meter configuration there. So all the flows will share the same meter profile or same configuration.
Okay.
Now on the another priority group like priority group 7, for example, which is shown in the figure, you will have another meter profile there. There you can configure different ingress rate, different policing action. All the flows which are going to that particular group of any port will follow the same meter and policer profile configuration. Have I answered?
Yeah, I see. Thank
Okay.
you. Second question is, we do event dial for priority like reorder, right?
Reorder.
Yeah. Do we
Okay.
do reorder
Hmm, so-
different based on the VLAN PCP?
Right. So currently in the example or the customer requirement, we are using only single thread to DQ. So there is no reordering, right? Reordering happens when the same flow, the packet from the same flow is going to different CPU at the same time because you have different DQ threads, right?
Without reordering, how can we guarantee highest priority first?
Without reorder.
Yeah. You showed the number is we process the priority
No,
zero
no,
first.
the
then-
reordering belongs to a particular stream of flow. So all the flows, all the packets which belong to a particular flow, right? They will be transferred in the same order, in the order they have been received. Now, because all the packets belong to same priority order, they will remain in order. We are applying priority between the different priority of flows, not the packet within that flow. So ordering is between the sequence of packet within a flow.
I mean, ordering between the priority, not the same flow, different flow.
So since the flows are different, so reordering is okay. I think we do not maintain ordering among the flows as far as I remember. We maintain ordering within the sequence of packet in a flow that belong to a single stream. But this is what my understanding is.
Yeah, but if we have priority 0 and priority 1, how can we handle it? They said it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So our understanding is that within a flow, there will be no two packets which belong to different priority. So in a single flow, all the packets will belong to the same priority, either priority 0, 1, 2, or 7. There will be no two packets this cannot be a case that in the same flow, one packet is of priority 0, then second is priority 1. If this is the case, reordering will be there for sure.
So what's the difference between the hardware in-queue based on the PCP?
Hardware queues?
Yeah.
Yes. So we are using hardware queues only here.
We have hardware queue mapping to different PCP.
So in that case, you have to use the soft queue, and then the processing unit will come into the picture, which will dequeue the packet from the Ethernet port. Okay, do some processing, then enqueue the packet into the again event dev queue, which is another level of soft queue. So between event dev and your Ethernet device, right? There will be a software piece will be executing, which will be responsible for this mapping, runtime mapping of taking packet from the Ethernet dev, converting into the event, and then enqueuing into the event dev, and then finally scheduling will take place.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. We've got a break now for about 15 minutes.